Now, you see, if you've been on the internet in the last few days and you've seen stuff about wrestling, you'll know that Seth Rollins has gotten injured and the whole internet is in a fuss of what they do with him. They're going to announce it on Raw, but there's a lot of speculation going around. So I'll share my thoughts at the end of the video, but I'll go through everything that's rumored and tell you what I think. Okay, so the first and probably most obvious option is Seth gets stripped. Now, there's a few ways this could happen. One is that Damien cashes in when he announces that he's injured. Now, I guess they could do this and give Damien some heel heat, heat. But I think there's a few better options they could do. The next one is, if you remember when Asuka won Money in the Bank, Becky Lynch had to have a baby. So she just gave Asuka the title and Asuka, that was Asuka's Money in the Bank. Now, I think Damien could do that, but I think this is a little boring, as I like Damien cashing in more, because it gives him a bit of heat. As Damien just getting the title, it kind of makes him look, a little like a scaredy cat. Makes him look a little scared of Rollins. And you don't want your world heavyweight champion to be like this scared, dude. The next one is in 2016, where they would have the Rumble, and the winner of the Rumble would get the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, I think personally, this is a bad decision because I just don't like it. Because it ruins the road to WrestleMania, right? So, it's so fun to see, for example, last year, Cody Rhodes. He won the Rumble, and they built up this story of him finishing the story against Roman. But if they just did the Royal Rumble, which Jay Stu's brought up, a lot of guys have brought up, if they just did that, then, they win it, and, the entire, road to WrestleMania thing doesn't happen. And it's just, they're the champion. Now, I think this could be good, but personally, I think there's a few better options. I think Damien cashing in so far is the best option. Also, another thing is for the Rumble, what happens if their Roman came in at number 30? Because then everybody gets a feeling of no, please, no. Now, this would be funny. Roman does have a match, and that's probably going to go for a little bit, maybe 30 or 40 minutes. So I don't think this would be an ideal decision, but it would be kind of funny, only if Roman got eliminated. If Roman won, I might stop watching the WWE. Anyways, yeah, so there's also another thing of the Elimination Chamber. I like this idea more than the Rumble, because at least there's the road to WrestleMania build up, and then whatever champion they choose, the other person goes in the number one contender, or not the number one contender, sorry, the World Heavyweight Championship Elimination Chamber for the vacant World Heavyweight Championship. And I like this idea. But I think Damien cashing in is the best option if they want to strip the title from Seth. Because it gives Damien heat. And hey, maybe the one thing is, what happens if Seth will return in time for Mania? So maybe they could do a triple threat between Damien, Seth, and Punk. That was one of the rumors, except I think personally that's a little far-fetched. Anyways, my opinion personally is that they should keep the title on Seth, Because if you think about it, it would be no different than Roman, right? Because because Seth has torn his MCL and partially tore his meniscus, but that only takes 6 weeks to recover, assuming he doesn't need surgery, right? So why don't you just have him miss the Rumble, miss Elimination Chamber, and then, bam, you have him in time for Mania against Punk. I would like that, but WWE can do different things. I think that's the best idea. As also, you could have Seth in like sit down interviews to build up his match versus what I hope is CM Punk. And you could also build up the IC and US titles in time for Mania. With like Roman gone and Seth gone, you could build up the IC, make it a big reward for for Mania. You could build up the US title, make it also like the IC, a big reward that everybody wants. So you have a little bit more variety. Sorry, I can't speak English. Variety. You could build up the tag team titles because Finn and Damian have been doing nothing. You can really build up your mid card titles to make it like main event. No, but not really main event. Like just bigger than just a mid card title. And I feel like they've been doing a good job with that with Gunther as the IC champion. Because a lot of people want to be IC champion, and they built it from this mid card like prop, as some will say, to this big prize that everyone wants. Now, one thing is it is known that the plans were to do Seth versus Punk, right? Seth versus Punk at Mania with Seth as the champion. And right now, Dave Meltzer has reported, as of now, Sunday, January 21st, when I'm recording this, that the plans still are for Punk versus Rollins. So maybe, just maybe, they could keep the title on Seth, have him work through his injury 6 weeks, build up different titles. Then you could have Seth build up this match versus Punk, Then he can come back March, really like hype it up. And then once you've hyped it up all this, then he has the match at Mania when he's fully recovered. Now, normally this torn meniscus takes 6 weeks, right? So that will be in time for WrestleMania. But hey, maybe he's turned into John Cena and returns early from his torn I'm pretty sure I got it wrong, torn MCL and partially torn meniscus. So yeah, I think they keep the title on Seth, not have him vacant, have the title be vacant, and build up mid card titles. And you can still do Punk vs. Rollins at Mania when Punk should win the Rumble. Anyways, we'll find out on Raw as of when I'm recording this, Sunday, January 21st. We'll find out tomorrow when Rollins addresses it. But hey, that's what I think. Stay tuned because I'll give my Royal Rumble predictions very soon in the following week. And yeah, that's what I think about the Seth Rollins case.